everyone. Welcome to my show. Autumn is here. I am your host, Francine Crawford. And here we have a special guest today from the Netherlands. And we're talking to Eloy van Hal. He is the founder of Hogeweyk, which is a dementia village in the Netherlands. Welcome to the show, Eloy. How are you?
Thank you, Francine. I'm doing well. Yes, spring is here. So that's nice. We first have a sunny day here for the first time, I think, as far as I can remember, over the last weeks.
Wow.
Makes me happy.
Yeah. Oh, great. So I know that you are the founder of Hogeweyk. So I would like to, just understand a little bit about that. What do you do there? Tell us a little bit about Hogeweyk.
Yes. So tell a little bit about myself, my role, or the Hogeweyk.
Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
First, okay. So I started to work here already 22 years ago. I was appointed by my colleague, now still colleague, Jeanette Spearing, and I started to work at the former nursing home Hogeweyk as the facility manager. And I wanted to work with Jeanette because of the vision on care and support for people with dementia, a normal life for people living with dementia in lifestyle. And that was at that time, and it still is, a very interesting, world-renowned vision about how we should support people living with dementia who need very complex care. So it's officially a nursing home or skilled nursing home. We provide complex care, but nobody is happy in an institutional environment, So we changed that. And so we created the Hogeweyk as the next step. But I started in a very awful institutional building with the same vision we still have today. And based on that vision and the pilots we did and the experiments and the learnings, we created a neighborhood for people with advanced dementia who need complex care, a neighborhood where they can continue with life as much as possible, with a lot of freedom, autonomy, nice meetings, social meetings, all normal life for people with advanced dementia.
Okay, so how many people or how many residents are there?
At this moment, the Hogeweyk has 188 residents living in 27 houses. So it's group home living. And so most houses have 7 residents. One house has 6 residents.
Okay. So how do you match that up with people to take care of them? Because when you have dementia, there are different stages and people are at different stages at different times. And I would imagine that people have to be skilled for all of these different things that they go through. So how do you work that out?
So people in the Netherlands, and that's the policy, live at home as long as possible with dementia and advanced dementia. Okay. But when they cannot live safely at home and cannot be supported at home anymore by family, but also home care and all kind of special care, they can go to one of the 2,000 nursing homes we have in the Netherlands, and it's not-for-profit nursing home care, and the Hogeweyk is one of them. And so people that live here cannot stay at home anymore, cannot manage their own household, but living together in a group home supported by care workers, professional care workers, they still can do a lot or still can enjoy life. So if I talk about a household of 7 people, 7 residents, but there's during daytime always staff around, a team of staff members that manages the household, takes all the initiatives, but involves residents in normal daily life, like cooking, shopping, going for a walk. So they support every individual to live his own life in a group with 6 other people. So professional care workers. And people who move in here, people living with dementia who move in here, stay here until death. So they all pass away here after average 2 years living here, 2.5 years, but it can vary, of course. And they die here. So there's a whole professional team on site as well who supports people in the end of life phase. But it starts with normal life in a house with 6 others, living in a house with a big kitchen, living room, your own room, and yes, living your own day well lived, inside and outside your house, because the outside community, the neighborhood, is a very important part of normal life and meeting people and socializing, and so enjoying the sun like today.
Right.
Many people outside.
So they're inside and they're outside and have outside activities and things like that. Okay. Awesome.
Yes, activities, but also so some of the activities are organized in clubs and events, and you have to book your clubs and events at the event office. But a lot is not organized. So you create a community where you can be yourself and go on a walk and you meet people. Or today you met my visitors from Finland or from Australia, and you have a chat. And that's also normal life. So some tourists in the neighborhood, that's also happening a lot. So a lot of the social interactions are not organized. We created a neighborhood where you can meet people. One of the important elements of the whole neighborhood is a supermarket where everybody, every household has to go to every day. And when you go to the supermarket, you have to leave your house, your front door, you walk outside, and care workers do the shopping, but invite residents to join. And some residents really like to do that. You walk outside, you meet other people outside, other people see you walking outside, social interaction, you do the shopping, you're active, enjoying sunlight, rain maybe, in bad weather conditions. That's real life. Right. So that's what happens here. And it's not really organized. You have to do the shopping because you cook in your home. Yeah. Every team cooks in their house every day. 27 houses, 27 different meals prepared every day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome that they're involved in that, and you try to keep them as much involved in real life as possible.
Yeah. And still they have advanced dementia. So it's highly complex care, what we provide. It's the same patient. I don't use the word patient that much, but in this case I do. The same patients you find in your skilled nursing homes in the US. Not even, and maybe some you will find in your memory care units in the US. But most people, it's the same person with dementia. But they can do a lot if you create a good environment, good support. Yeah.
Okay. So how do they work that out in cost? Is it like the medical coverage, insurance covers it, or is it subsidized by the government, or do you just have to have the finances for it?
Yeah. So our model, long-term care model, differs a lot financially from the US. So we have a government model. So we pay a lot of tax in the Netherlands, much more than you do in the US, I would say. And so it's a tax-based model. Most nursing homes are paid out of our long-term care system. And so the organization is paid per day a resident lives in your institution or here at the Hogeweyk. And our budget, what we get per resident, is exactly the same as the budget that other institutions who provide the same type of care delivers. So we spend the budget differently. So it's government funded, it's tax money, it's not for profit, and the Hogeweyk is accessible for all Dutch inhabitants that meet the criteria for long-term care.
Okay. So for all the people out there is covered by your taxes that you've already paid.
Yes. So I pay a lot of tax. My colleagues, the working people pay a lot of tax. So that's a lot. If you ask Dutch colleagues how much they pay, they probably don't know because it's on their tax payment. So they never look at that, but that's all tax money. And so people who need this type of care, the older people, they will be assessed by an institution representing the government. And if you get that ticket of advanced dementia, this type of long-term care, you can go to one of the 2,000 nursing homes we have in the Netherlands. And you can choose. And you can choose to go to the Hogeweyk. and then there's a waiting list. And when we have a place available in the right lifestyle, because we work with lifestyles, then you can move in. And then most of your costs are covered. So we provide housing, care, clinical care, the doctor on site, medication, food and beverage, continence materials. It's all included in this model, this financial model.
Okay. All right. So going through this and doing this, how do you, I understand you're the only one that's modeled like this, correct?
This is the most difficult question you can ask. Modeled like this. Yes, we are unique if you look at all the ingredients of all the aspects of the model, but we inspired Dutch healthcare a lot. We do this already for a long time. So group homes is now common. Lifestyles, working with life, less common. Event office and clubs and so is quite common. So freedom is upcoming. So all the aspects of the concept are seen in other institutions in the Netherlands in more or less.
Okay, so you have all of it. Okay, everything.
Yes.
And teach, and you teach others, institutions out there how to do it and how to incorporate some of the things that they can do, because I guess everybody can't handle everything right away, but you teach them as they go along. So they're getting better is what you're saying at dealing with dementia, people with dementia. So what do you do about people around the world? Do you have a course or a tour or something where you can invite people to see exactly your dementia village?
Yeah. So important to realize what we learned, that everybody who wants to improve has to do it by themselves. So I cannot dictate you have to do this or that. In healthcare, that doesn't work. So you see, be advised in my title there. I am in the office at the Hogeweyk. The Hogeweyk is over there. So we are still part of the Hogeweyk, but due to the growing international attention after opening in 2008, first, I combine it with my management responsibility as manager of the Hogeweyk, but that became impossible with the huge attention worldwide. And so in the end, we decided to start a separate advisory department, Be Advised, still part of the Hogeweyk. So we are the advisory department of the Hogeweyk, where we welcome visitors who are interested. And it's not just a visit or a tour, but where we provide a study program here on site. Often it starts here in this room on site, because you have to experience and to observe and see yourself what impact you can make in dementia care. And so the experience is very important. And we need to explain how we think, how we thought, how we think, and how you can bring this model to your own country, your own organization. So that's what we discussed, and we have shorter study programs, but also longer study programs of multiple days. And if you are interested and you really want to do the best version of the Hogeweyk concept, you have to connect and collaborate with us for your further development. That's also possible. So we guide initiatives worldwide. So we work on a project in Japan, for example, where we make the flagship ship of Japan, inspired by the Hogeweyk.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay, so that's great. I wish that when my mom had Alzheimer's, there was a place like that they can deal with them specifically, because it's a lot when someone has dementia, Alzheimer's, and the people who are caring for them go through a lot because of the different aspects of it. So, wow, that's wonderful. What is your hope for the future? What is your hope for the future for Hogeweyk?
For Hogeweyk itself, the location, I hope that the Hogeweyk continues in innovating and becoming better. And we preach normalcy, normal life, but the medical model, the clinical thinking is just around the corner. And that's the wrong direction. So I hope the Hogeweyk will improve. But for a little bit broader, because I talk a lot and work a lot internationally, also in the US, by the way. So we work with Dementia Innovations, for example, in Sheboygan. They developed their own live as usual village. But I hope that we can become much more normal even, and we really integrate good living opportunities and support for people with dementia in our societies. Probably we need special places for some people with advanced dementia, but we cannot build only Hogeweyks as the solution. We should include people living with dementia and support them even better in their own home, in their own community, and add these kind of villages in a much more open, intergenerational shape to our societies. That's my future dream.
Okay.
But that takes another 2 decades, I think, at least.
Yes. But I like the fact that, it's really, if they can stay home and they have the support, and that's the best way, to try to help them, so that's great. So families do come and visit
Of course, we don't have visiting hours. You can come whenever you want, and we encourage you to participate in normal daily life. So don't sit down and just observe if we care well for your loved one. No, help us with cooking, or go for a walk, or chat, or sit at the table, or do what you ever did before mom or dad moved in this neighborhood, in this house. So just participate. So we see a lot of variety. Some family members come every day and help us a lot, and some family members don't have the time maybe, or there's a burden, but there's a lot of family and friends visiting their loved ones here in the community. That's important.
Okay.
Most people like more people around them. So more is better. It's more fun.
Okay. So question, if someone with dementia, they may have other illnesses that happens, and sometimes it breaks down your body. Do you have like a medical facility there, or do you work together with a hospital if they have clinical illnesses that you have to deal with?
The residents that live here at the Hogeweyk have average 4 other comorbidities. And the Hogeweyk is officially, it looks like a normal Dutch neighborhood, but it isn't. Mm-hmm. We are licensed as a nursing home, skilled nursing, highly complex care. People are sort of confused, my visitors, because this doesn't look like complex care. This looks like normal life. Mm-hmm. And so I always challenge my visitors to find a nursing home. Where can you see that we provide this complex care? We have doctors on site. Not doctors, but specially elderly care physicians on site. That's a special doctor in the Netherlands. It's quite unique in the world. And we have nurse practitioners on site. We have everything on site. People, residents, don't leave the village and go to hospital for surgery or complications. All is done. Almost everything is done here on site, and people die here on site as well. So there's not a special place you go to. Okay. You die in your own house, in your own room, with the best support of our team, the care workers who supported you already during your life, and a medical team, a multidisciplinary team here when needed.
Wow, that's amazing. It's so interesting. It's when my mom went through, and while we were going through, and I'm learning how to when she got sick and she needed extra care for nursing home, and she couldn't stay at home anymore. I actually wrote a play, and my play was a facility that had everything for them, that was government subsidized, that had a doctor and a nurse there and took care of them. So it's very interesting that you're saying this. I'm like, oh my God, like, other people.
This is quite standard in the Netherlands, in nursing homes in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. So that doctors, not everywhere, but especially elder care physicians and the multidisciplinary team is on site as well. Mm-hmm. Besides the social team, you also need that social aspect. That's that's important. We shift from clinical model to a social model, holistic model, and still providing top-notch healthcare with our professional team. That's the goal. Normal life and supported well until death, with a comfortable death. That's also part of life.
Right. Death is a part of life. Right. Awesome. That's so great. It's so great. So listen, is there anything else that you would like to say that people should know about what you do there, or the environment, or to encourage them to get their country involved in this?
I think we should always discuss death as well. Mm-hmm. So and for some people that's very difficult. But I think it's important to discuss what kind of things you want to do in your last phase of life. And last phase could be last month, last couple of years. Everybody who's moving in the Hogeweyk is dying here in the Hogeweyk. And so what do you want to do and experience during the last phase of life? Do you want to lie on bed being treated by nice nurses, or do you want to experience life going outside, enjoying sunlight and socializing with others? And maybe that sounds a little bit like a dream, but if we allow people to do those things by themselves, and if we move away from our risk-averse society where we think that people with dementia are dangerous, and where we sometimes think that in institutions nothing can happen or may happen, and we promise a safe environment, we should focus on experiencing life. And by doing that, you will see that people with advanced dementia want to do completely different things than lying on bed and being treated. They want to socialize, enjoy life, and we should allow that, and we should support them in living their last few months to the max, and support them also in dying with comfort. So pain reduction, it's not euthanasia, it's nothing to do with euthanasia, but support people in dying with comfort. And at a certain moment, we should stop with treatments because it's not beneficial, it's not helpful, it's not quality of life anymore. Not trying to extend your life no matter what, but and that's my personal opinion, try to support people to live to the max and then help them to die with comfort, without pain. That's a little bit maybe my Dutch approach as well, but this is what I think is very important. So great life and a great say goodbye and death.
Right. That's awesome. We have that here. We have hospice here, but everything seems to be separate. There in your village, everything is there, and they go through their stages still at home because that is their home now. So, and taking
for most people. So we must not idolize and make it too beautiful. Yes.
Right.
Yes, so, but some people don't feel at home here as well. They cannot stay at their own house, and some don't like it here. But the majority, if you compare to traditional care, it's of course much better. Many people like it here, have a lot of fun, but we must not idolize. It's, for some people still a huge impact in their daily life.
Right. It can still be difficult for them to adjust.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is not how we should end this interview. So it's about trying to give people with dementia the best last phase of their life. And we hope that everybody can stay at home, but if that's not possible, continue with your life at the Hogeweyk, a neighborhood or a dementia village, as we are known, with the professional support you need.
Yes. Awesome. Well, a lot of it is learning, learning about what happens and then how to treat them. And, that people with dementia, they're still here. They still are there. They may not be who you knew before.
No, they change. That's the disease. They can change. Yes.
Right. But they're still here, and they still need care, and they still need to interact with people and do things. And you have to meet them where they're at.
And they are not their disease. So they are not demented persons, but persons living with dementia. And We show that's what we show, that people with dementia are able to do so much more than we ever expected, and also than people do in traditional care settings where they put you in a chair and say, sit down, I take care of you. No, people want to do a lot and are still able to do a lot. So you need to create the right environment and support for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on and especially giving us an insight into this. I mean, I think it's fascinating to have a place like that supports not only the person with dementia, but their family. When you know that your person is being cared for well, that helps you. And it's awesome. So I salute you for doing this and being the founder of this. And this is great. And I just want more people to connect to this and be able to do it in their own state or country. And hopefully that'll happen. I know it's going to take time, but hopefully that'll happen.
We are on a movement of change. That's what we see in the world. There are a lot of new initiatives, also in the US, that push the bar towards more quality, better quality, more choice for people with dementia. But it takes time. Change is difficult. And so I talk about this already for a long time, and I see change, so that's positive, but it's going slowly forwards. So that's what we should do, talk, and that's why it's really nice to pay attention in your podcast to this topic as well. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I know that it's later there. It's a little early here. It's later there, the end of your day. So thank you for coming on and giving us this time at Artemis here and giving us all this information. And we just have to keep putting it out there so more and more people will understand that there is a way, there is hope, and there is a way to deal with this in a positive manner. So,
yeah. Thank you, Francine.
Thank you so much for your time. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.